The automotive aftermarket comes to one place all together. It's the SEMA Show at the Las Vegas Convention Center. The latest in products to help you go fast and do it safely. We'll show you behind the scenes, maybe even a peek at a couple of vehicles. SEMA next on IDR.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we kick off the 2007 season for Inside Drag Racing. Of course, we always get it started at the SEMA Show, the biggest trade show for aftermarket specialty and racing equipment in the world. We're at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Hello, everyone. I'm Ted Jones, your host here on Inside Drag Racing for this special SEMA edition. And let's get things started with Michael Jonas from Stainless Steel Brakes. And Michael, this Mustang is outstanding. What is it, 2007?
The 2007 Mustang, and we've actually made it like the original 84 to 86 SVO. Everybody really loved that car, but you can't get them anymore. So we went back to Ford and said, hey guys, we'd like to see what a 2007 Mustang looked like dressed up like an SVO, and this is what you got.
Well, wait a minute, what about this hood scoop here?
Well, that hood scoop in there is actually a copy of an original 84 to 86 SVO, and that is a direct intake into the supercharged V6 motor.
Okay, but the air no longer comes in behind the headlight?
That's correct, yeah. The original supercharger, what Paxton has done is gone ahead and had a supercharger developed for the V6. So what we ended up doing is we weren't happy with the air intake or the horsepower output. So what we've done is we developed an air intake through the hood, which gives you cold air into the air, improves the airflow by 30%, and boy, does this car fly now. Really makes a big difference.
I bet it's ready to hit the drag strip, and then it has to stop. Now, the original SVO had four-wheel disc brakes, right?
That's correct, yeah. What we've done here, we did the same premise on there. Wanted a 84 had some very new disc brake systems on there, and that's what we developed is an 8-piston caliper for the front. That's right, 8 pistons.
8 pistons.
8 pistons on it. You want maximum brake, 14-inch rotors, 8-piston calipers, and then 14-inch rotors in the rear with a 3-piston caliper with an emergency brake built into it. This has got maximum wow. We're 322 horse at the rear wheels. Car flies. We're able to take it on the track, pull a full G on there, and be able to stop this car in right around 100 feet from 60 miles an hour.
Wow, that is pretty incredible. That's the new thing you're calling the V8, right?
That's correct, yeah. It's a V8 caliper. Unfortunately, we don't have a V8 under the hood, but we get 25 miles to the gallon under a 6-cylinder, so we can pass lots of gas stations.
Is this car going to be for sale?
Eventually it will be. Unfortunately, you can't keep everything on it. I'd love to keep it in the stable, but there's other cars we want to build along the way. But this car here will be around for the next 18 months on there. You'll see it at a lot of track events on there. We're going to be taking it on the Power Tour and a number of other shows, so we'll have it around and like to get a chance to maybe get some people in there and take them for a ride.
Oh, what a ride that'll be. We'll let you know, by the way, where you can find out more information on this car or those new V8 brakes. At the end of the show, put the website up on the screen for you.
It's time now for the Race Report, an update on championship sportsman action from across the United States, and a look at some of the racers that are making headlines. This race report from the Pomona Raceway in Pomona, California, the site of the 47th Annual Winter Nationals. In Super Stock, it'll be Jody Lang against Jimmy DeFrank. DeFrank, the two-time world champion, takes on Northwest Division heavy hitter Jay Lang. Lang with a 1089 dial. DeFrank with an 896 dial. The reaction time, Lang with an 009. Jody Lang with a 1090 ET 009 reaction time. Dial in at 1089, wins the Super Stock category. Moving now to Super Cup in the near lane, Justine Jeffrey up against Tom Yancer. If Jeffrey wins, she'll be the 42nd woman to win a national event on the NHRA. Both of them an 890 index. Yancer's reaction time an 053. Justine's an 078. And the win to Tom Yancer, an 0930 with an 053 reaction time. A nice win there at the Winter Nationals. Next up, our top alcohol funny car, Jay Payne of the Valvoline Camaro against Sean Bellemere in the Camaro. A great weekend for Bellemere no matter what happens in the finals. Boy, they get real close to the time. A DQ for Bellemere. Crosses the center line. Jay Payne takes the win with a 577 at 249 miles per hour. Next up, the top alcohol dragster final finds Mark Niver up against Brandon Johnson. Niver won his first Division 7 race at Orange County International Raceway in 1983. Boy, look at this, a 540 for Johnson, 267 miles per hour to capture the win at the Winter Nationals.
All right, everybody knows the name Granatelli. If you know anything at all about racing, remember the old Indy 500 cars and Andy Granatelli with his nephew, J.R. Granatelli, with Granatelli Motorsports. And boy, you know, if your uncle would have had something like this thing's incredible, and anybody can put this on any car that's turbocharged?
Absolutely. This is designed to control anything forced induction, so turbos or centrifugal supercharged as well. And what the Big G allows you to do, it allows you to monitor the most important functions, and by doing so, we can now control injector control pressures and timing based on boost. So if a customer were to make too much boost, this would actually allow him to retard timing so he could keep the power level at a safe level without hurting the motor. And you know, when you're going 100 miles an hour and you're not paying attention, this does all the fixing for you. So
I like the over 100 miles an hour. That's pretty cool. What if it heats up? Let's say the exhaust gas temperature gets too hot.
Well, what the Big G allows you to do is if the exhaust gas temperature to exceed a predetermined temperature, it would automatically retard boost. It would take boost away from a boost controller, or it would also take away fuel. In the case of a diesel application, it would actually take away fuel, and by taking fuel away, it takes away heat, and heat, of course, would reduce the boost. That's how a turbo works on a diesel. In a gas application, like for a race car, what it would do, we would control that with timing. And by reducing timing, we would, of course, be able to control power.
Boy, this thing is really state-of-the-art. Now, you can actually increase the boost and the power sitting right in the passenger seat from behind the wheel.
Right behind the wheel. All you do is turn the knobs and set the buttons, and it will allow you to set transmission temperature. You can control transmission temperature, oil temperature from the engine, water temperature, boost, and most importantly, exhaust gas temperature.
Well, that's all the important things. These are some of the pickups you use right here?
Right, those are the pickups, and what the Big G is essentially, we also offer what was called the Mileage Miser, and the Mileage Miser is the gray version, and that's just more of an entry-level piece that allows you to control only EGT.
Boy, that's really neat and latest state-of-the-art thing. If you want to know more about it, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put up a website at the end of the show where you can get a hold of these guys, get one of these, put in your car.